and I'm not exactly sure on this, she's dressing as a woman but has male parts. Is that?
She has not transitioned.
She's not transitioned.
So she's still a boy.
Got she's still
in
a boy.
all the ways that we know boys are.
But dresses like a girl.
Well, she believes she's a girl.
Right.
So she,
okay.
yes, right.
And so, whereas before, she was using a unisex bathroom?
Yeah, so it was gender neutral, right? Oftentimes,
do they have gender neutral bathrooms in high school?
Well, they have faculty and administration who use these bathrooms.
Okay,
so she was allowed to use.
She was allowed to use that as a gay male,
right?
Which is interesting.
No, it's not unusual that often, times that you have a gay kid who, that's the first sort of set of transition.
Okay, I understand
journey,
that, but just because you're gay, you have to use a unisex bathroom?
Well,
I didn't know that.
Now she may have told her school at that point.
Right, and the school, from all undercounts, has tried to do everything they can to accommodate her. Now this new school year starts. Mm-hmm. Now she says, I want to use the girls' locker room to change clothes or whatever else. And the school's like, hey, no, hold on a second. You can't do that because the parents of the other girls are like, hey, wait a minute. You can't have a guy dressing with my daughter who's in high school. That can't work.
And some of the girls have said, I don't know that I really want to be seen.
I don't want to be in a dressing room with a guy who's really a girl.
I haven't been in a high school dressing room for a long time. McGraw, how are they changing?
Well,
do you get to see still?
You bring up the $64,000 question, and that is this. What a weird social experiment where you put a bunch of teenagers together and have them dress together. That's not normal. Or how about 15-year-olds, boys, all showering together? That's weird. I know it's been going on since the dawn of man and since high schools began, but ever since running water. But that's just weird. As somebody who played college baseball, as someone who showered after gym class, I've showered with a lot of men, a lot of boys. And I never, even though I got used to it, every once in a while I was like, this just doesn't make any sense, where we're all naked in one room showering. And so I've never understood that. And now women are like, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. I don't know why we allow any women or any teenage girls to dress with other teenage girls. It's a private thing. They should have their own dressing rooms.
But the reality is that they don't.
The reality is they don't.
Right.
So what do you do with this poor girl?
Right. So, this is interesting. I talked to the superintendent yesterday, and I said to him, you have an interesting dilemma here, and how do you resolve this in your community? Are you talking to other school districts?
Right.
And he said, yes, actually, I talked to a school district in Kansas, in Missouri, other parts of Missouri, in Illinois. So there are a lot of school districts who are really thinking about this and really have done some work in being inclusive, rather.
Well,
right?
and she...
Lila Perry is she.
Has said that she doesn't want to be treated any different.
Because she's a girl.
She wants to be treated like a normal girl. And normal girls get to use the girls' locker room. And so in small little Hillsboro Hills, they had a walkout yesterday where the students were like, hey, wait a minute. No, if you have the parts, that's what you are. We're sorry you're this way, and we try to accommodate you, but I don't want to be dressing with a man who's really a woman or a woman who's really a man.
And there were some children
and some came out in support of her.
Of Lila Perry, right.
So, as you can imagine, this causes all sorts of
Quite
consternation.
The dilemma, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, McGraw, if what we really need is some more education here. All of us really need to be more educated on the trans movement here, because there are lots of children. There is a trans parent club of children who are transitioning at Children's Hospital.
Well,
one of the only ones in the country, by the way.
We also need more education, or need some private dressing rooms for our teenagers. I don't know. We'll talk about it in the 9 o'clock hour. But as you can imagine, there's heated arguments on both sides, passionate arguments on both sides.
May I say one more thing?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, McGraw. It's your show, but I get to come and visit every once in a while. So, the other thing I find fascinating about this really quickly is that there is a parameter for civil rights here, right? The federal civil rights system mandates that you treat children equally. So school districts can actually lose funding for not treating children.
But
and yet, in Missouri, there is no law that precipitates in primary.
But what's equal? Is she a
Right.
boy?
That's
Is
the
she a
question.
girl? She
And that is
dresses
the
as a
question.
girl, but she's got man parts.
Right.
So that's why.
Although I don't know if a 16, 17-year-old could really afford trans surgery.
The point is, it's convoluted at best. We'll get to more of that in the 9 o'clock hour. It's 7:43, traffic, weather, and then the mutant strain of head lice, like we have anything else to worry about. We'll talk about it and how to fix that problem coming up in this 15 minutes on the Big 550.